Clip clap. 1, 2, 3. This episode is brought to you by
Canned wine.
Can wine. Can wine and Xandals.
And Xandals.
Xandals. Subscribe today to get a Xandal.
Oh,
That's
the
what I'm
Xanax
waiting
candle?
to get. Yeah.
Yeah, you need to get one of those.
You know, I saw it in pink.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Would you want it then? That's not really a Xanax then.
You know, somebody else said that to me, and I was like, what is it? Like, everyone could get the white one. If you actually look it up on, like, Amazon
Aren't a lot
or...
blue?
Well, mine are orange.
Oh, okay, interesting.
That's why I wore orange pants. Like, I was trying to match my insides.
Oh, cool.
Right now. Yeah, it's
That's
really
great.
cute. Isn't that so hot?
Yeah, that's cool.
Ooh, That's Hot. Welcome back to That's Hot with Sabrina Piper, you guys. I am your host, Sabrina Piper, aka Funny Girl with Tits, and I am joined by my producer, Max Marcus, who has made his way back to the floor.
I'm back on the floor.
You're back on the floor.
Yeah. I'm drinking sake, so it seems like, dude, that's traditional.
He's drinking sake out of a can.
Well, yeah.
Like, it literally looks like a can. Can you pass this to me? Because it looks like a can of, like small vegetables or something you open up and you're supposed to, like, pour it out. Like, just, you're closer to the camera, okay?
Yeah.
But, so tell me you can watch and let me know. Look at that. Look at that rim. Look at that rim job he's working with.
It's great.
I'm like, yeah, if you cut yourself, I'm going to tell everyone you have herpes. And it'll be great. Max almost got knifed this week.
I don't think I almost got knifed.
You almost
but
got knifed because
it's possible.
You know what? Because you're a rat.
Yeah.
You're a snitch.
Yeah.
And you know where I come from?
Yeah.
I don't know where that is. But where I come from, snitches.
Yeah.
Stitches.
Yeah.
I don't know. I kind of feel like I just made that up, you know? Kind of
Yeah,
goes
it's a
with
new
my
one.
heritage.
Yeah. Yeah. I guess there's a lot to catch up on that. People know that I have a crazy neighbor who attacked another neighbor with a knife.
Yeah. Oh,
Or they
well,
might.
we should honestly back up. So sorry about this being late.
Oh, yes.
It's a late
we're,
app.
we're a week off.
We're a week off. Yeah. We're bad.
We're back.
No. See, that's why I'm the host.
Yeah.
That's why I'm the host.
Yeah.
We are. We're back. We're bad.
Yes.
We're both.
Both.
And look at this. You're snitching. You're calling the cops.
Yeah. That's true.
You're calling the cops. I mean, it's like, you know.
Yeah.
I hope the knife is rusty.
Yeah. I mean, in my fairness, it's like a mentally insane 50-year-old white woman. So
Okay, well, you're a mentally insane 30-year-old white guy.
I'm not 30.
So sorry. The other day, last night he literally said to me, you know, I'm like 28 and a half.
Yeah.
Okay, no longer half.
No, when do half
No
stop?
longer half. After 8. After one of those numbers in there, and it's not the 2.
When you're out of the single digits. Yeah.
He's even slow. And like, that's...
Yeah.
I get even 9-year-olds. It's like, grow up.
Yeah.
Grow up. You're counting your halves. Grow up.
Yeah.
Losers.
Yeah.
Who cares about those fucking... You're an 8-year-old.
Yeah. I've been to a lot of the stuff that I liked when I was 8. A lot hasn't changed.
But no Disney adults.
No, I don't.
And no
I'm
Disney
not a
kids.
Disney adult, and I was not a Disney kid.
Ugh, no.
No.
Also, we should say we're drinking because we're going to get into some fun stuff today. Some
Yes.
anxiety-inducing stuff today.
Yes.
For
Take
me.
the edge off.
For Max, it's great producing.
Yeah. But you have the other announcement, right? What's new?
Oh. Do you want to announce it?
That you're on Cameo now.
I'm on Cameo now. You guys, I am on Cameo now. So you can book me for a cameo to wish you a happy birthday, bar mitzvah, losing of virginity.
Yeah.
I am honored. I am starving myself for the role of a lifetime.
Yes.
I've been waiting for this. I still can't believe I am waitlisted on Raya.
Yeah.
But I am on Cameo
Yeah.
for only $25, guys, for a video.
That's
But
good.
if you love this podcast, maybe you're listening, or maybe you're watching it for the first time, and you're like, oh my God, wow, Did she say tits in her name?
Yes.
And it's like, yeah, we did that.
Yeah.
Just like the Patreon, patreon.com/funnygirl with tits. Go pick a tier today.
Yeah.
See, I do my producer's job as well.
Yeah.
Isn't that great? So, Max, tell the people why you were almost murdered. And then we're going to get into my AirTag story.
Okay.
And the updates from the AirTag and
Yes.
everything. And now that I've had a therapist and I've gone
Yes.
through it and, you know, Xanaxed out, we can dive into it.
Yes.
But first, you know, snitch away, you little rat.
Yeah. Well, this goes back months. I had a neighbor attack another neighbor with a knife. She got arrested. She's back. She was back very soon because people don't stay in jail that long in the city, apparently.
I was going to take her apartment.
Yeah.
Cunt.
Yeah, that's still maybe. It might still be on the table.
A little
We'll
too
see.
close
Yeah.
for me.
Yeah, for sure.
A little too
And
close.
she's back. She was medicated for a good time and was not screaming because I almost thought she'd already moved out because it was so quiet. And then not the case. She was screaming a lot.
Mm-hmm.
At first, I was not going to call the police. I was just calling 311 to lodge a noise complaint just because that's good to have on file in case I need to take management to task.
So Jewish.
Well, I'm covering my bases. I might need to take some people to task later.
I'm covering my bases.
Building up a case.
Getting all my ducks in a row.
Yeah, exactly. I mean,
I could have just actually.
you joke, but if I get a payout from this,
I'm not joking. I'm mocking.
that's the same. But then
You don't know that. Continue.
But then I was in the hallway walking back up to my apartment on 311 trying to be quiet, and she started screaming at me about why are you not taking that call in the apartment. And then we got in the apartment. She started slamming her door, and I was like, and I was still on with 311. I was like, oh, let's tell the cops. Let's actually get this. Let's actually tell them. So I did that. But then the more recent thing was she called the cops.
Well, she didn't answer the door. The cops came. She didn't answer the door.
No, it's easy to not.
Pretended to not be there.
Yeah, she also could have left. She's a wanderer. She wanders
Sure.
the streets.
How about that? She also wandered in the trench coat.
Yes.
Max calls me and he goes, we were talking shit about her, and he goes, oh my god, she's I see her, and it was like 85 degrees out.
It was
and
really hot.
She was in dark glasses
Yeah.
and like a long black trench coat.
Yeah, it was insane. It
Like
was so
she was in
insane.
disguise. Like it's like, have you ever watched Bar Rescue? Like when John Taffer like goes right, and then he puts on like a black cap and he's like, "We're in disguise," like with T-Pain, and like I'm like, I think everyone can recognize you guys.
Yeah, T-Pain can't really disguise himself.
No, it wasn't T-Pain. It was
Oh.
somebody else. But I
I wish
he
it would be better if it was T-Pain. It's a better
Fuck.
episode.
You know what?
Yeah.
Well, whatever.
Yeah.
I'm always in the wrong.
But she called the cops because she was saying that she got back from church, which this is new information because I don't know why.
Oh.
The fact that she is like so insane and also like going to church is like scarier.
I'm gonna just pause right there. Anyone who's obsessed with God is a sicko.
Yeah.
If you're too into religion, or you suddenly get into religion, I'm like, oh, you did something.
You can be into God, but if you also stab people, it's weird. You can't stab people and be into God, or
You have
else.
no, that's why, you have to go for forgiveness. Then all of a sudden you have to have the reasoning.
That's true. I guess there's something to that. But she called the cops, saying that there was a break and someone went on her fire escape, and the cops were like, "Well, can we come in? Can we like look at the crime scene?" She wouldn't let them in the apartment because it's probably insane in there. It's probably really gross or whatever's going on. And they were like, "Is anything missing?" And she's like, "No." And she's kind of just berating the cops she called.
Yeah, her mental health.
Yeah, and I'm a little nosy.
sanity.
I'm a little nosy guy. So I cracked the door because I heard whatever. And at first I didn't see that it was a cop. I just saw a figure and her door open and closed it. And then when when I heard her door close, I opened again to get a better look. And the cops were just standing there, and they saw me, and I just gave them a wave and like a hi. Just really dweeby.
You guys didn't see that behind the camera, thank God.
Yeah,
But it was like, hi.
yeah, that's my vibe.
That is your vibe.
And
Also, you're like this big.
yeah,
Like,
and they knocked on my door just to make sure I wasn't like terrified or whatever, or like.
no. I know that you're convinced of that, but like they actually just thought that you were the breaker inner.
No,
Breaker inner.
No, because they were like, you opened the door like twice. Are you okay? And then I stepped out. I was like, yeah, I'm okay. I'm not nervous. And then I just told them, I was like, but you know about her, right? And the cops were like, no. Just because I assume all the cops have the same information as each other.
Yeah, they're just like gossiping over it. They're
I
like
would.
that lady.
If I was a cop, I'd be gossiping about all the shit all the time.
Oh my god.
I
Well,
know.
I mean, like
And
you are like a cop. You're gay.
Yeah. I was about to say where I
Happy
live,
month.
but I don't think I've said it before, but I won't say it.
No, you always bleep it, but
Yeah.
you forget to do anything else related to the podcast.
Yeah.
Don't worry, you cover your own bases.
Yeah. I bleeped your location. Or I've just cut down time. I haven't left that in. But
It's like I've done my job sometimes.
yeah. But I talked to the cops and I told them about how like she attacked another neighbor with a knife, and they were like, the one we talked to attacked someone? I was like, yeah. And then I was like, she's a bit of a screamer. And then the cops were like, yeah, well, she called us because of a break-in. And I kind of laughed. I was like, I don't know anything about that. But I was like, but I think she's kind of schizophrenic. And one of the cops was like, yeah, we kind of got that sense. And then we all had a good laugh.
A cab.
Hey, Gab.
A cab forever.
It's so funny.
All colors are beautiful.
But it's like she's been arrested. It's the same address. It's all on file. It's like you'd think they going to a place you might be like, you might get that information. I don't think that's unreasonable to have the information of a place that's on file.
That's definitely not unreasonable. You're just you're thinking of people who do their job, and then we're talking about cops who don't.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
But I had a good laugh with them.
Oh.
And they were like, oh, I thought they were like, you opened the door twice. Like, were you like concerned or whatever? And I was like, no, I just wanted to see what was going on. And they laughed at that too. I'm always on. I'm always making people laugh.
He's like, I killed it. I crushed.
I did really well with them. The bits worked.
You know what? You could tell Bobby about that, and then maybe that'll change things. Can we just talk about off topic? Okay. I forget how autistic you are until you tell stories sometimes.
Uh-huh.
And then
Yeah, which part? What about Bobby?
Well, I was gonna say,
And every episode he calls me autistic.
No, I don't pay attention.
Yeah.
I'm trying to finish something.
Okay.
And you don't shut up.
Yeah, that's true.
I'm just saying you just did an entire story, and I'm like, oh my god, Mamma Mia, oh my god.
Yeah.
That's why I don't ask. Oh, Maron.
Yeah.
Oy vey. No, you're a fucking retard. But listen,
Mm-hmm.
you told me something the other day, and this is right, okay? And if I'm wrong, this is all getting cut. But somebody bombed so badly at the cellar that, like, now they won't have comics up that are not past comics
Yes.
on any show.
Yes. It's I don't know if that's permanent because I think they've kind of done this before.
Okay, but anyway, it was from somebody that we know that was so bad. They literally bombed so badly, and they bragged about it online, bragged about bombing so badly.
There might have also been a few. It might not have been just one, but this guy was definitely one of them.
I mean, it just...
And matches up with the timeline of maybe the final straw.
La piste de résistance.
Yes.
Yeah, you like that French?
Yeah, that was good.
I'm bringing it back because we're going to France. We're traveling.
Yeah.
We're traveling back in time, you guys. Yeah, so I did some, like, AMA on my, my fucking Instagram, like, I don't know, a week ago?
Mm-hmm.
And I was asked about the AirTag, and I posted the episode, and I have been asked about this quite a lot again. Okay, so now it's been how many months, Max?
Oh, I'm not the person to ask about
Like
time. 4?
That's funny. I thought you were, considering I pay you.
And I don't know what months are.
You don't know what work is either.
Yeah.
You don't know what work is. And before we get into this, you know who else doesn't know what work is? Let me tell you, because oh my God, I'm on the search for an apartment again. I'm moving, you guys. It'll be the last move for a very long time, okay? Like, knock on wood. Ow, those are my sunglasses.
Oh, no.
Oh, wow, my head really is one. Boom, boom,
Yeah.
right? Hot. I accidentally got BCC'd into an email today that was not meant for me.
Oh, cool.
Which is incredible, right? From a real estate agent. And shout out to Adrian, right? I won't say the business because I'm not a total cunt. Okay. But it is a real estate company in the city. And I guess some girl had put in an offer for an apartment.
Mm.
and he CC'd one of his partners at the real estate firm, and then he BCC'd me by accident. I guess it was supposed to be another Sabrina or an S name or something.
Yeah, for sure.
Right? Especially as a BCC. You know, if you guys aren't tech savvy like me, the line carbon copy, right, Max?
Exactly.
Right, Max Packs.
Yeah.
Max Packs. A big Dax. A big Dux.
I used to have a Pax vape.
Oh
Pax
my
Vaporizer.
God, Pax Vape. You know, I used to, oh my God, I've hit that.
Yeah,
they're
great.
so bad.
You don't like them?
No. That's why.
It's party mode.
We're never on the same wavelength. You don't get me.
Yeah.
No, listen. Okay. So they emailed this girl and they basically told her that because of the apartment that she wanted, due to high market demand, we currently have other renters willing to pay $500 to $1,500, depending on size and price, toward rent to the outgoing tenant in order to take over expiring or current leases. What a scam!
Yeah.
We've had many in the past who have gained from this program. If you're interested further, please let me know. Invest, and then he signs all of his things. And the numbers I'm going to prank call forever. How awful. Like, what a scam, because it's probably somebody in their family's fucking apartment, or somehow they gain from that. I've never heard of that in my life. Paying for somebody else's rent.
There's
Have you heard of this?
I've heard of something similar.
I've heard of this for getting somebody out of their home. If you really want a home, if you want to buy or something, if you're like, hey, listen, I'm willing to go above asking, or if you're renting. I've never heard of saying, hey, I want your lease so fucking badly, I'm going to pay your rent.
I've done it when we had the Brooklyn apartment.
Yeah.
We because we left like 2 months like with the lease left.
Yeah.
And there's an app or something that they set us up through where it's like someone else can take over the last 2 months of your lease or the last whatever, and then they automatically get signed into. They lock themselves into the next one. So I don't know if that's exactly what this is.
Did they pay for your rent though?
Yeah, they took it over. I mean, they moved in. We left 2 months early. They moved in, and they moved in.
That's not what they're saying, Max.
Yeah, what are they
Max,
saying?
they are saying that person living there that last month,
Yeah.
you should offer them $500 to $1,500.
Oh, that is different.
To move out.
Yes, that is
and
different.
to get their lease.
Yes.
To instead say, hey, instead of you putting me on the market, I am going to transfer the lease to this person.
Yeah.
And then they run your credit. So you were like first in line. So it's an incentive. This is Scam City.
Yes.
Usually a good scam. This feels like a personal attack because I am on the other side of it.
Yeah.
So I did email back, and I emailed all.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, get a real job.
Cool. But this isn't for the place that you're trying to get, is?
No, I don't even know what this is. Yeah, what this is.
Cool.
Yeah, when you look at the website, it's like for something totally different. No, if it was that would be totally insane to me.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, that would have been not the move.
Not the move at all. Also, I probably wouldn't like move forward or anything like that. I mean,
No.
I have been sending emails. I can't believe I'm moving again. It's really like wild, right?
Yeah.
I guess it all comes back to a new chapter. There's been so much happening.
Lots of chapters.
Lots of okay, and just like that, there's a new chapter.
Yeah.
This fucking lame-o the other day. I want to call you the F word, but it's pride. So, this fact, he was like, and just like that is coming back soon. Like, it's gonna be so bad. Can't wait to watch. I was like, ew. Like, who is excited to watch it? Like, I'm just like dreading. I'm like, oh, I guess I have to.
I was hoping that Usama came back. I wanted Usama's character to come back and just fuck Harry. That'd be funny.
Kind of weird because he's my friend and she's 60.
Yeah, it would be a cool direction to take the show.
If I love that thought because now I'm thinking of it, and
I mean, still,
that's weird.
They didn't show graphic sex scenes.
It's HBO. Yeah, they do.
I mean,
Except with Sarah Jessica Parker, because I don't know. Fun fact, if you know this, her entire contract for Sex and the City, she is the only one who is allowed no nudity, right?
Yeah,
She
she
is
never showed her
allowed to
tits.
keep her bra and panties on.
Yeah.
But, I mean, you still see like little nip bips through
Yeah.
everything. And she also was no bra for so much, and now they've like HD'd it. Whatever. Not that I'm looking,
Just take
right?
the nipples out in post.
Hey, why not?
Yeah.
Have fun with it.
Yeah.
Except I don't like the image of. That's so weird.
That'd be so funny. Because also
Ugh.
it's such a random part in it that it's like, why'd this even happen?
I mean, where'd you even? I don't actually. No, I was gonna say where'd you come up with that, and I don't want to know. Not curious. So we're gonna get into this air tag, huh?
Yes.
Dude, I
Let's do
don't
it.
want to.
Okay.
Can you just ask me questions and then we'll start it off? This is very like crazy.
Yeah. I mean, where's the best place to start? I mean, that it happened, I guess. That
I mean,
you
yeah.
were-
So
was
okay. So I guess we will take it back to. We'll take it back to the beginning.
the pirate.
Oh my god, Gabriel.
Yeah.
Was that right?
I don't know.
That was like almost a little bit like.
Yeah.
Like a little
Yeah.
bit of. I need to go back to Tel Aviv for the summer.
Yeah, I have a feeling a guy from
But they don't
France-
want me.
Lee doesn't want you?
Just a side note, every single, I used to work for Birthright.
Yeah.
And if you didn't know that, that's how Jewy, okay, for
Yeah.
a second. And no, forever. And I reapplied for this summer and they don't want me.
Wow.
And they unfollowed me on all of the accounts.
Wow.
I guess they don't want funny girl with tits
Mm,
leading the trips.
no.
How unfortunate. I'm sorry. I wasn't the counselor on my trip to leave with one of the kids on the trip. That was my co-counselor.
They're probably fine with that.
Oh, they gallivanted around Spain
Yeah.
together. They got on a flight
Yeah.
to Spain together. I just went through a mental breakdown and got on a flight to Paris. Well, not even a flight to Paris, to London.
Yes.
And you know what? So I spent 2 days in London.
Yeah.
Literally 48 hours, and it was amazing.
Yeah.
It really was. It exceeded my expectations. Sorry, Brits. I thought London would be boring. I just thought it would be a less cool New York.
Mhm.
And I was like, it's going to be overpriced food and drinks, and the people will be snobby, which is true. And it was fine.
Mhm.
Like, it was a really cool, better than fine. It was a very cool city. And I felt
Yes.
very safe walking around at all times of day and night and everything. I had one of my best friends. I was staying with him, with Shane, and it was incredible.
Mhm.
And I think that if I had just done that, right, there were so many, and like, if you guys know me, I'm a big believer in the signs. I'm one with the signs, right? But like, I should have known when I booked a flight from France to here for under $200 that I was going into a scam.
Yes.
Okay, so the scams that affect me, not a fan,
No.
not a scam fan.
Not a scam fan.
Not the ones that hurt me. I mean, if it bothers you, I'm like, oh no, I'll pretend.
Yeah.
But me, it's rough. And would have been great. But and there were so many signs, like the strike started happening, right?
Yes.
And now the manifestations and everything. And Paris is in fucking shambles. It's
Yes.
really fucking disgusting. I mean, I don't even know if they fixed the garbage problem yet. But if
who
you
knows?
don't know, they were like leaving it on the side of the streets and everything, and it was piling up for weeks and weeks. And just the fights with police and locals, and they're fucking blowing up each other in shops and the fires in the city. It's really fucking gross and crazy. But also really fucking cool because they're gonna get what they want.
Yeah, the French don't put up
They
with shit.
don't. Yeah, they don't stop until they get what they want, and I love that.
Yeah, I respect it.
Except it happened when I was going.
Yeah.
And that was the shitty part where I was like, okay, so my train-in was late anyway. I was supposed to get in earlier. I would have had time to relax before the show. I splurged on this Airbnb because I was staying at that terrible fucking gross ass like like Chinatown ass like
Yes.
apartment that was just falling apart, you guys.
Yeah.
I mean, like seriously, I mean, I went from like crashing on my ex-boyfriend's couch for like a couple months because it was so bad to then that, oh my God, and I would have people over and come to the pod, and now they hate me, right? Because they would have to come to that apartment, and they were like, oh my God, the floor was like dipping down, like there was literally moments where you would think, oh, I'm gonna go through.
Yeah.
Rats in the wall, like
Yeah.
it was like bad, but it was like $800,
Yeah.
and it would have been free, but I had my dignity.
Yeah.
I didn't just like fuck this guy and not pay him.
Yeah.
I just fucked him because I was in a blackout. So
Yeah.
go me. And I was like, I deserve a break.
Mhm.
Like 6 days. That's it. And I was like, I'll do shows. I'll get paid. Like it'll be great, right? Like I love Paris, my favorite city. Fuck yeah.
Yes.
And I have all these connects in comedy. Like I'll get it. I got this. Yeah, should have just went for the decompressing trip to like see Shane and meet his boyfriend and enjoy that time in a city I've never been and make new memories.
Mhm.
Like I rode a bus.
Yeah.
I rode not like I rode a bus, but like I rode a double decker bus,
Oh,
and I
yeah,
felt like
nice.
Amanda Bynes. I was
Nice.
like in What a Girl Wants, you know.
For sure.
This is for the 7 girls watching. And no, I loved it. And then I made my way to Paris, and again, everything was late. And I was excited to get there, but it was like fucked up from the very beginning because the strike started the day before, or the day it was going, something
Yeah.
like that, you know, now whatever. And this Airbnb I splurged on, gorgeous. I thought I would like relax in first, and I wound up going out and going like shopping and dragging myself around the city as if like, you know, I don't know.
Well, this is also when we were talking, and you were like,
were
I think I'm
talking.
gonna go home directly after the show because you were exhausted and had been traveling nonstop. And
Yes.
Then.
But because I was so late, I was originally supposed to get at 6 a.m.
Oh, sure.
Like 6 a.m. It was supposed to be I was taking a very early train so I could have a full day. I had spoken to the host beforehand. She was like, check in whenever, totally fine. Great. Because again, I was in an Airbnb, which is important too.
Yes, that is.
That's an important part of the story. And I am going to chug this.
Okay.
Let's take a quick chug break. Every time, in honor of The Real Housewives of New Jersey season 13 ending, you know, on this note.
Oh, sure.
A 3-part finale, or after Vanderpump Rules finale, some of the highest ratings of television, where we were supposed to have Bo Dietl on this couch. We were supposed to be filming with Bo Dietl the other day at Compound Media, actually. It wasn't going to be on this couch. We were going to be in studio.
Yeah.
And Bo diddled me. He diddled me. So, you know.
Yeah.
That's why we're diving into this air tag.
Yeah.
Because he dives into everyone else and their business. So, in honor of that, it's Bravo. And watch what happens live with this. That's with Andy Cohen. You know,
Yeah.
Max, you a fan?
I do. I am a
Okay,
fan.
yeah,
I do
you're a
like.
fan?
I like Andy Cohen.
Do you ever want to be the bartender?
That would
you be
never
in
be
that
allowed.
little
That
sequence?
would never be allowed.
I would
what's his name
be a
did-
bartender. But
Julius Randle did it.
what? Who?
Is a basketball player.
Okay, I thought Sam Morrison did it, and I was like, oh, that's exciting. Like I'm almost okay.
Doesn't matter.
Because of Andy Cohen, and he always gives a word. Here is our word. Max,
What?
give the word to the people. You pick it.
I don't get what this is.
Every time you don't watch what happens live, then
I guess I watch the
not.
clips.
I guess not.
I guess I watch clips. I don't.
Every
yeah.
time a word is said, you take a drink, or if you're smoking, take a hit,
Okay.
or you know, if you're drinking a non-alcoholic beer, take a swig.
Yeah. Okay.
Go for it. So what's the word? What's the word for this? You guys, I'm anxious,
Is it
and
air tag?
I'm not allowed to take Xanax from my producer for the stories.
I
So just pick a word.
AirTag, right?
You want to pick the word AirTag? Okay. Wow, you want to get fucked up. Yep.
I don't have enough alcohol to get fucked up, so it's gonna be like one chug.
This guy has a problem. We went out last night for like sushi and sake because I tried sake for the first time in my life. It rocked.
I love sake.
And I was like, ooh, I don't think I could finish more than a shot of this. And then he finished the bottle.
Mm-hmm.
So that's good.
And then I went out to get another one, and I got more by myself after.
He did. Okay, so that's the word you want to pick for the drinking game?
We don't have enough alcohol to make it that dangerous.
Then pick another word, Max.
I don't know. Comedy?
Comedy.
Okay.
Okay, cool. So, yeah, I was very exhausted. So I got in later. I probably got in about like 1 p.m., 2 p.m., somewhere in the afternoon. I just like went off. I went shopping. I knew the area I was in. And then I eventually got to the Airbnb. And by then I was so exhausted. And I had told Max, I was like, I don't even know. Secretly, I kind of wanted them to say the show. And sometimes this will happen with bar shows in New York. Sometimes they'll get canceled and you go, oh, no. Like, canceled plans. It's like, oh, I don't really want to go. And that's fine. I was just very tired and I was going to be there for, like 6 days. So I was like, who cares? Just in case if it doesn't. But I was like headlining. I was closing it out. Like, whatever. And I was excited. I was just very exhausted. I was running for days, right? And I didn't care about the time change, and I was drinking every day. And 2 days. And, seriously, it was bad. And then I get there, and I immediately messaged the girl who's hosting, and I was like, hey, I got in late, like, from the strikes, blah, 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 blah. What do you think? And I was supposed to walk there, but I wound up taking a cab. Mm-hmm. Because she told me, yeah, come. You can come a little later. You're at the end anyway. Like, that's what we're putting, so blah, blah. It's like, great. I make my way, and very, very, very strange because, like, at first it was normal, this place. It was very cool, and it's really funny because it's called Broadway Comedy.
Oh, yeah.
And there's a Broadway Comedy here.
Yes.
Which I do all the time.
Yes.
And I've been doing for years. And over there, right? Go out there, and there's like also a creepy guy who manages the place, and I was like, I feel right at fucking home. Yeah. He was like, and Max, it was so funny because I had told him, I was like, all right, so like I'm closing this out. It's like obviously like I can go late, like, but I shouldn't drink, like, right, like maybe I want one drink, and you were like, you shouldn't drink because you're so jet lagged. Yeah. And you've been running. And I have like really bad thyroid stuff, you guys. So for me and like and all this shit with my uterus and whatever, ew. So because of running with that, you want the chair? He like looked over at the chair like a dog, like
oh,
like
it's worse than that. It's the TV. It's ADD.
You can shut it off.
I think okay.
So he was like, don't drink. And then the creepy manager was like, oh, my God, you're beautiful. Like, do you want to drink? And I was like, you know it. And there we were. And he poured me a giant fucking glass of wine. I actually remember going upstairs and sending a photo to you. Mm-hmm. And there were two sides of the couches, right, where comics were like vibing. There was the photographer, the videographer, and then there were all the seats. And it was actually filled. It was a full show. It was cool. It was a small little place. They don't do shows there now anymore. They moved the venue after this.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah. Because it's now like a female show. Like, that's not something, I know. Not what happened here.
No.
And it was towards the end of the show, went up, and I had a tote bag instead of a small bag, and I usually have like a tiny thing. I just like kind of plopped it down, whatever, and I wasn't really paying attention. I went on stage 15, 20 minutes, and I get off, and not really paying attention, and I helped the host out with like, saying bye to people and gathering whatever it was that they had to like grab at the end, like just to be nice. Cause I was like, I just like came all the way here and they just gave me a spot. Like, that's so kind. Mm-hmm. So I was like, and she's so fun. Anna, I don't know if you know. Okay.
I don't know.
Probably no.
No.
So she rocks and she runs great shows in Paris if you guys are ever there. So I was like with her, and then these guys came up right before I went on stage, these 4 dudes. And I want to say they were like Albanian guys.
Yeah.
And they gave me weird vibes and just very strange. And they originally said they were comics and everything, and they just sat down. They were like kind of strange. And then all the comics were like, who are these dudes? Like, whatever. Because then one of them, at the end, he stood up when Nana and I were standing there at the end, and he started talking to me. And like I was standing this way and totally just engaging with him for like the 2 minutes, right? Like very, very intense. He was just asking me all these questions. And the other weird thing is, like, so my bag was somewhere and I wasn't paying attention.
Yeah.
And then Anna was distracted with other customers, and those other guys were just sitting there. And during the show, it was very strange because there were 3 girls there who were sitting towards the back, like second to last or third to last row. And they said they were fans of mine. That they came for me, except they couldn't tell me one fucking place they knew me from. And then 2 of them didn't speak to me. One of them completely didn't speak to me, and then one of them was like, she was Ukrainian, so she was like, it was like broken English.
Sure.
And I was like, And the other one said she was from New York, but then afterwards when I was asking her where she was from, she was like, oh, I'm actually from LA, but I just moved to New York, but now I'm like here, I'm living here. And I was like, that makes no sense.
You spent time in New York.
Yeah, and it wasn't like, oh, like, where do you know me from? Like, where do you know me from, Victoria Ornstein? But it was like, I was just waiting for them to say anything, and I was like, yeah, like, you guys are fans, like, that's cool, like, thanks for supporting.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like waiting, and there's nothing, like, there was nothing. They don't say where anything. So it was very strange that was the whole thing. And then they left when those guys left.
Yeah.
And they all went downstairs at the same exact time. And they were the last ones there.
Mm-hmm.
And then downstairs, everyone's smoking cigarettes and whatever. And I was talking about on stage, too, how I was, like, jet lagged and just going back and, like, and everything. And then downstairs, I was, talking about going back to the Airbnb. And they convinced me to come out to the club, the bar, the bar. And yeah, that's what we did. We walked to a little bar and we stayed there. I met a bartender who was fucking hot and left with him after a few hours and thought that he was going to do something with me.
Yeah.
To me. I mean, I seriously, I think I called.
You
I
were
texted
texting
you
me when you were in the Uber.
I texted you. So we weren't in an Uber. He called a cab, and he actually. So we waited till closing, right? And he like, oh my god, like a young Johnny Depp.
Yeah.
He was a young Johnny Depp. Like he was hot, dude. Like I give myself props.
Yeah.
But he looked so gay. But I was so into it, right? And he kind of looked like he was so skinny, and like he just like looked like he was just like kind of dying, and I just loved that. Like I was into it. He was so fucking hot, this little skinny pirate. And he was like, let's wait till the end. And then his friend joined, and he got in the cab with us. And as we were like driving, we were just driving, and I was like, ooh, like this feels weird. I texted you, and I asked them, I was like, if you're just like kidnapping me or something, like you can let me know, or if like I'm getting trafficked. And they were like, what? Like they were like talking shit about me in French, like about how I'm stupid and whatever, and like what the fuck, and like, I don't really care. And because I was like, oh, I'm still gonna fuck this guy. And then we got there, and it wound up, he told me like, oh, it was a club, do you like techno? And I was like, sure, lying. And and then we went, and it was a sex club, and which was wild. And then his friend went off, and he wound up fucking somebody, like he met up with a girl. So I was like, okay, so these guys are kind of like safe. And when we went in, because we were like hooking up, whatever, we go into the bathroom. And, I've talked about this before, so I'm not giving TMI. But essentially take off the clothes, whatever, threw the bag down. And, like, in the bathroom, it's gross. It's kind of like, but it's not too gross. Yeah. It's not New York, but it's still, like, a couple came out as we were going in. Yeah. And then we asked the whole club pretty much for a condom and he didn't want to use a condom, and I was like, oh my God, come on. Yeah. And, but yeah. So we didn't, but I'm good. So who cares? Yeah. But yeah. And then they were like, are there none in the bowl? And we were like, no. And they were like, oh, then we're out. And that's how I was like, oh yeah, this is totally a sex club. Like people were waiting, couples were waiting to go in. Yeah. So the bathrooms were very, and they were like, comfortable, because I've had sex in many bathrooms, and I can tell you some are not. And things are on the floor, whatever. The bag throws down, the tote bag. It's actually sitting behind you.
Oh, yeah.
Funny enough. And tote bag throws down. All these things had fallen out. And one of them was an AirTag, but I didn't even think twice because A, I was drunk. B, don't know what it is. C, I'm getting dick.
Mm-hmm.
It was truly, especially I'm drunk, right? So
Yeah.
I'm like, bah. And I'm probably stoned and whatever. And I fuck this dude. And then as I'm gathering my stuff, right, I don't obviously put the AirTag back in because I was like, I don't even know, that's not mine.
Yeah.
I just figured to me, I'm like, oh, it's just something, whatever. So I'm a stupid bitch. I throw all my stuff in. We wind up like hooking up at the bar and then closing. They kick us out. We go back to his place, right?
Uh-huh.
And go back to his place. We hook up again. And then he kicks me out. Love that. I leave. Go back to my Airbnb. And as I get there, I'm on the phone with you to get into the building.
Yeah.
Which was very safe, very secure. As I go upstairs and everything, I'm sitting there and my phone pings and it says there is a request for my location from Sabrina's iPhone to be shared with the location, with the device that was paired earlier.
Mm-hmm.
So that freaks me out. And I was like, what is this? Because now I'm like sobered up and everything. It was like 5:40 something a.m. Like it was like late, but early in the morning and the next day. And it was so scary because you open it up and you see the map of where it was dropped in, which was the comedy club, which was heartbreaking.
Yeah.
And then went to the bar and it pinged me there and it pinged me there. And because it was 2 hours, like the bar closed at like, 3 something, whatever. And I left it in the bathroom. I guess it had marked that I was there and it didn't move for 2 hours. They must have thought I was fucking fell asleep.
Yeah.
And at first it was really like, oh, who knows? Maybe it was an accident. Maybe it was this. It's like, this is actually very big. I have spoken to people at Apple now about this. Very big people. The geniuses at Apple.
Yeah. The genius
No,
bar.
seriously. I've spoken to the Genius Bar. I
Yeah.
took something in for repair and I had mentioned it right after.
Mm-hmm.
Because I did not go to the cops. One of the comics, he wanted to go to the cops because I had messaged everyone, and it was very kind, but I was petrified. And I stayed in the Airbnb for a couple days. I thought they were definitely gonna track me, find me from the other shows that I was posting.
Yeah.
Had to get security for the other shows and everything. It really sucked.
Yeah.
And it was really scary. And the guys at Apple said this was very interesting because I didn't understand, and the police wouldn't have figured it out. Or maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they would have. I don't know. Europe is very different with that.
Yeah.
It's super common. The guy at Apple said it happened to him and his friends in London. He said one was on the bottom of his friend's shoe, one was on him, one was on one of the girl's bags, and one was on another girl's coat.
Mm-hmm.
And he said, an Apple employee literally said, before you do anything, when you are traveling, what you do is check your whole body before going back to wherever you are staying. Because Apple is even aware of this.
Mm-hmm.
And there is now a feature where instead of 12 hours where it used to be, it now, because it's had so many, as a company, complaints from people finding AirTags. And think about the people that they can't complain because they're trafficked.
Yeah.
So it's wild. And it's been happening to women and men alike.
Mm-hmm.
So that is the story with the AirTag. Do I know who did it? No. Do I post my schedule regularly? No, I don't. Which blows.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. What do we have to do? Max? Max doesn't even know. Literally, we were walking in the street the other day. We were walking to the stand. Max is such a pussy. We were walking back. We were at the stand, then we left to go get a joint. We were walking back, and as we were in the streets, just hear somebody go, "Move, bitch!" And then I realized it's Louis. Right? It's Louis J. Gomez. And then and I was like, "Huh?" But Max didn't realize or recognize his voice, so he was like, "Huh?" and like jump back. Like I was like, oh, like, and he was like, oh, I'm glad like that wasn't real, or else I wouldn't have been able to like know what to do. It's like, oh, great, I'm glad. I'm glad.
Oh, not even. I'm not. Yeah, I wouldn't have been helpful in that situation. It's good. It was just Lewis.
You were like a skittish pussy.
Yeah.
I don't even know.
Yeah. I'm a survivor.
I didn't call you Reba. You guys, this is a hard story to talk about because I feel like it's very scary. Max,
Yeah, it's very
I don't
scary.
know, ask me stuff. Talk.
Yeah, I mean, I know that I was talking to you through a lot of it. I didn't really understand what an AirTag even was until this.
I don't think we did at all, and I didn't even realize. So it really is about the size of a quarter.
Yeah,
and
I thought it was like
what
a
it can
sticker.
do. So this is what, and I asked the Apple employee. So how does that happen? So he said it activates beforehand, and what it does is it goes off of right when it's activated, whatever it's near. It will link it in pair automatically.
That's a bad feature.
That is a terrible feature.
shouldn't
Now
be
it's
automatic.
now it's changed.
Yeah, that's good.
Now it's but it took 2 years.
It took 2 years. Yeah.
And it took a lot of complaints and it took a lot of shit along
Yeah.
the way.
No, for sure.
Why was this even? And he said actually another company. So Apple copied another company. I didn't even know this, right?
Oh, I didn't know that.
And I forget the company. He said that it had been
They
using it
stole
for
it.
years. They stole it.
Cool.
And there was a company doing it for years, and there were so many complaints, and there was a lot of trafficking happening, especially in Eastern Europe.
Yeah. I mean, Europe. I mean,
Look, I'm not trying to be like biased or anything. I am Eastern European.
yeah.
At the end of the day,
Yeah.
it's like those are my people.
Yeah.
But it's the truth. So Apple copied this company, and they also copied how dumb they were. They didn't do the regulations, and now everyone's doing these regulations and everything, and like it has to say like accept, and it's like should have done that before.
Yeah, that should have always been a thing.
Thank God. And I had never had a one night stand before, and I haven't since. Thank God.
Yeah.
I wound up just going out and being social that night and fighting. And I said, you know what? Because if I didn't have the glass of wine or whatever, I would have just been like, no, why wouldn't I just go sleep? But no, it brought me into that, like it brings you past that tired mode where your body's just vibrating and you're just going.
Yeah. I will say that I think there was a point where I was like, don't spend the rest of your time afraid. And I was like, I was kind of where it sounded. I didn't understand it really, but it's the fact that you like left it at the club. I was like, that's the last place. I don't think they have you. And I was like,
you just don't want these people angry because the rest of my schedule is there. And I think that's the truth, where it's like they could have accessed me at another day. I don't think it was maybe it was a coincidence. Listen, I'm not one to really believe in coincidences, but maybe it was. Maybe those girls had nothing to do with those guys. Maybe those guys didn't plan to AirTag me. Whatever. Let's say all these fake what ifs, but
yeah, it doesn't matter now. It's more like
the truth is that it's like duh.
Yeah, that they were.
Who doesn't plant? Like it's like if that was random,
No,
I mean, it's like
the planting wasn't random.
This is why I don't fucking post anything.
Yeah.
Because of the stalker from a few years ago, I used to have SabrinaPiper.com. Had to take that down. Had to take everything down. Had to rechange my name on everything. Had to literally take my location down from everywhere. Post late. Didn't post shows for months. And then that fucking stupid Marcos Cofresi, I hope you get fucking arrested in fucking South Carolina where you're hiding out at your mommy's house.
Is that what you think?
That's what I've heard.
Yeah.
Just what I've heard. That fucking retard sent some buffalo to fucking smack me right after all of this shit. Right before this shit. That's part of why I went to Europe too.
Yeah.
I got fucking hit. Like I got attacked. I got assaulted.
Yeah.
Like what is that? I get assaulted and then a couple months later I almost get kidnapped. Which I don't know. It all stems from the breakup.
Yeah.
I don't know. Kind of hot though that somebody wanted to kidnap me and keep me forever, right?
Yeah.
Somebody wanted me.
Yeah.
No, but seriously, it's like it's this domino effect.
Yeah, and I mean, even besides, it was a rough year all around, not just.
But my point is because of these people and these things, like the Leo stuff, right?
Yeah.
I'm obviously not going to post my location. That hurts for shows, right?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not going to post my shows in advance. Why? I thought he would show up and do something. What he wind up doing? Shooting somebody on the subway. He shot a man on the subway.
Yeah.
You guys can look this up. Seriously. And it's really insane because he did a bunch of other stuff too. Mm-hmm. Also so easy to access. But what he did to me, it's like unforgivable and all I care about personally because it fucking happened to me.
Yeah.
It affected my fucking daily life and everything that I do with, career. That's why it sucks. I do try to answer DMs so badly. I've been on Max about this to answer Patreon DMs.
Yeah.
And YouTube comments and everything because I don't have access.
Yeah.
But I do try. But yes, that's why it's not public. And then now he's on the run because the police are looking for him, which was the same thing originally with my stalker. It's like he was on the run and then he was arrested and he was in jail.
Yeah.
And that's why I was able to live my life again.
Yeah.
And then it's like another pause where it's like, okay, I get assaulted by this asshole Leo. And I do say it's by him because it was orchestrated by him.
Yeah.
This hippopotamus wouldn't have fucking come out of nowhere.
Yeah.
And smacked me. And they're like, be careful, he's gang related. He's gang related. And I was like, he's a bitch. He got another bitch to hit me. So.
Yeah.
Meanwhile, he's shooting people on the subway.
Yeah.
Sick. Cool guy. But it's scary. And then I go off to Paris.
Yeah.
Post my shows. And that.
Yeah.
So it sucks. So where do you go from that? Max, I'm only saying all of this to come back to say, you fucking rat for calling the police. You fucking piece of shit. A-cab. All colors are beautiful. If you didn't see that for Pride Month and they put that against the...
Oh, yeah, they did do that.
I haven't been saying that for no reason. No, seriously. It's like, what do you do? And this is not as funny of an episode.
No.
This is not a funny episode at all. But I guess it's because I don't like getting a bunch of messages about the AirTag thing.
Yeah, and I think
It's also been months. You
it's
can talk.
It's been
Max can
months.
talk.
It's been months. I think it is important to put out there though, because it's
My
like,
producer, you guys.
Yeah.
If you don't like this, blame him.
Yeah, I mean, people are asking about it, and I think it is worth because I didn't know about this being like an issue. So I mean, I think putting it out there, it warns people.
It is very terrifying. You do have to be very on top. I do listen with everyone shitting on the Kardashians. I will have to say, after Kim got robbed in Paris,
oh yeah,
she did that whole thing about like, don't share live location.
Yeah,
like she made her family stop sharing their live location. And I thought that was very smart, and now that's what I do.
Yes.
Like, even if it's a couple hours later, I don't care. That's totally fine.
Yeah.
It shows, yeah, sure, it's different. Yeah, that's maybe why I post them day of. But it's like until I'm opening for somebody on the road or anything, it's like, was it,
Yeah, and I think it's enough. I think posting about shows after, because the social media part of it is, what matters is that people know you're doing stuff. They don't need to know ahead of time. So
does that? I'm just trying to get very, very good so that when people do come see me, they enjoy themselves.
Yeah, that's more important.
I don't need
that's
people to know
issue.
I'm doing, but sure.
But yeah, but it's not for like it's just the more people, by people knowing you're doing stuff, you get more stuff.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, I don't know.
I just, I mean, listen, it was a detriment only because like when I was out there was nothing that I felt like I could do. Like,
yeah, it was really scary.
Even when he said, like, let's go pick up the AirTag, like, let's go find it, and we'll go to the cops. It's like, this sucks. This is too much. This is overwhelming.
Yeah.
Like, it just didn't feel okay to even leave. It's and thank God Apple's changed this, right?
Yeah.
But I just read another story the other day where a woman went out to her car, right? This I read this on Twitter. Woman went out to her car and she found an AirTag underneath.
Yeah.
Freaked out.
Yeah. Was that in America?
Now, this is in America.
Yeah.
This is in America. I think this was the I really don't remember where it was, but it was like a major city.
Yeah.
And it was very scary because now they're saying what you can do is call the police immediately. And what the police will do is they will come, they will take the AirTag, and they will trace it because they can now trace where it comes from,
That's
like with the
good.
serial number and everything. But do we trust the police who cannot get into people's Gmails without a subpoena? Which is a fact.
Texas.
It was in Texas?
I think so. Or at least that's one of them. There's probably multiple ones, but that was the one from this year. Or
There
the
you
most
go.
recent one.
Texas is it's a big state. But
Yeah.
it's like it's not like, there are rural parts of Texas, of course, sure.
Yeah, maybe mostly.
But, yeah, but I don't know. Did it say where in Texas or you know?
Yeah, it was like, what's it
About
called?
to say Fort Worth or something?
Yeah, I think it was like Fort Worth.
That's a big city.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Oh, Irving, Texas.
I think there's a comedy club there. Maybe I'm wrong.
I don't know. Let me see. But
Listen,
That's
it's a very scary thing. You really have to be so aware.
yeah, you
And
did.
I guess that's why they say ignorance is bliss, right? Because I don't like that.
Yeah.
I don't want to be super aware. I want to go out and not care.
Oh, hyenas.
Maybe I'm thinking of hyenas.
Comedy nightclub. There's a few. There's an
Thinking of
improv
hyenas.
around there.
Okay.
I don't know. That's besides the point.
I was very deep there. But,
Yeah.
but seriously, it just like when you went to Halifax,
Yes.
you weren't nervous, right? When you were
No.
posting, I'm going to Halifax.
No.
And I think that's that.
Yeah. Yeah. There's also, that's the thing is, I guess it could happen to anyone, but it's definitely
For sure.
much more likely to happen to a woman than a man.
For sure. And for some reason, it happens to me.
Yeah. Yeah, you have there's a lot of bad luck.
I don't think it's bad luck. I think that I open myself up to things in the universe and I'm open to receiving. And a lot of times it's really incredible things. And then sometimes it's not so great and it's in
Well, you were
disguises.
it'll close around this, just like to wrap it up. But where you were lucky is that you were going to just go home because you were tired, and that the getting drunk and pushing through everything and hang out with this guy all night was lucky.
It was fun.
And I think the moral is you should always just drink. Drinking saves
I thought
lives.
you were going to say something fun like try the one night stand.
That too.
Try the sake.
Yeah, try the sake, try the one night stand, and drinking
I had
saves
fun.
lives.
You
Yeah, it
know,
was
and
a fun
ever since
night.
I've been back in America, that hasn't happened to me. And it's not like, oh, I haven't met a guy and blah, 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 blah. It's like, yeah, of course. But they're so caring.
Yeah.
Ew. And this guy did not care.
Yeah,
Didn't even know what I did. I loved that.
that's very
Loved
French.
that. Loved that. I don't even think he knew my name correctly. He
Probably
might have
not.
thought it was Sabrina. Love that.
Yeah,
But he saved my life.
yeah,
It's kind of wild.
yeah,
I guess he saved my life, and also those people.
yeah. And they
But
took
I
it
was
seriously.
also I was in that neighborhood.
Yeah, and
So even if I did let's say walk to walk, they could have followed. We don't know if they were at the the nightclub
Yeah.
or whatever, or the bar or this or that. So I'm trying to go back to Paris. Wouldn't that be wild?
yeah.
I want to go somewhere else. I want to go to Mallorca or I want to go to Santorini or something or
Tokyo. It's a safe place.
you just want to fuck Asian women.
I need sushi.
Yeah. Oh my God. We went out to sushi last night and sake. Right. I already said that.
Yeah, so
but
good.
wow.
I think we
Wrap
got
to
this
the
one.
Patreon?
Yeah, go to the page.
Go to the page. Go to the page. Call it an age.
Yeah.
Max, why don't you give some plugs? Ugh, I guess I have plugs. But why don't you give some plugs?
Yeah, Max Marcus Comedy, all social media. My show that I produce, Short Kings of Comedy, is back at the Sunflower Arcade in the Village, Wednesday the 28th, 8 p.m. And come to that. It'll be fun. Sabrina's on it.
I am. Yes, I am. I am very excited. Yeah, come to that. Come to the show. I'm going to be on it. I am also at the Lantern now every Saturday and Sunday, you guys, for the brunch show. Oh no, it's not called the Lantern. What is it called?
The comedy
The
shop.
Comedy Shop. I am at the Comedy Shop every Saturday
Ways
and
and
Sunday.
means.
Ways and means. Whatever scam it seems.
Bronx Yacht Club of the
Bronx-
Greenwich Village.
Bronx River Yacht Club. You have to say it like that. Like, you have to give a little tone to it.
Yeah.
It's really funny because, like, I find it really ironic that I was the one that kind of, like, blew up their spot about that, like, about copying and, like, for, like, the PBP loans. And then I just, like, got this gig.
It works. It's fine. It's good.
You know, I mean, it's fine. No, I'm very excited. Yeah, it's gonna be a brunch. It's gonna be a brunch show.
Yeah.
I'm like the most Italian Jew, right, ever.
I mean, that's the same thing. Jews and Italians are kind of the same thing.
I mean, my dad was from Newark,
Yeah, that's pretty Italian.
so
That's more Italian than Jewish by a
it's really,
lot.
and it was
By a lot.
because
That's
he would
Sinatra,
also.
right?
My mom and I were just making fun of him yesterday for Father's Day, like in a fun way.
Yeah.
Because he would always say like really gay shit, like "Menagat,
Yeah.
Menagat," and it's like no. My dad was also very old, you guys.
Yeah.
It's so crazy.
Yeah.
It's like Max's dream. He had a wife 20 years younger.
That's so cool. Yeah, he's the man.
I think I want to keep going before we go to Patreon.
Okay.
Because I'm not going to lie, what are we at? 50?
We're in an hour.
We're in an hour. There's a lot of sadness throughout this episode.
Well, there'll be levity in the Patreon.
What?
Levity in the Patreon.
What the fuck does that levity?
Levity?
Like Levity Live?
Yeah, like making it lighter. Bring some levity.
See, now you've made me look like a pseudo-intellectual. That's not your job.
Well, I'm a pseudo-intellectual for sure. It's all
You
fake.
are.
It's all fake.
You are. That's. Is that what that means?
I've watched so many more basketball games than read books, and it's not even close. But anyway, I think we should just go to the Patreon, and I don't know.
Whatever.
I'm doing my job.
All right, well, let me do my job. Listen.
Yeah.
Because I'm navigating this.
Yeah.
And Bo diddled me.
Yeah.
Bo diddled me. He did. He diddled me hard. But yeah, it was just Father's Day. So shout out to all the guys that didn't make it. Plan B. Yay. Cheers to that, right?
Yeah, cheers.
So, cheers. L'chaim if you celebrated, if you have a zaddy, a daddy, or something. Max and I were sitting outside after I was doing the 6 p.m. at the Comedy Shop. And what did we see on Father's Day other than a beautiful parade of kittens? Meow.
We saw...
Of furry kittens, excuse me.
They were dogs.
Were they dogs?
Yeah, they were dogs. It was dog masks. There was a man with a dog mask, a mesh shirt, and like Walt Jr. crutches. Can you not call them that?
Dad, I want to get fucked in the dog. Uncle Hank. Uncle Hank. If you put this on the Patreon, Max, I'll fucking slit your throat.
This is all still the regular app.
I know. I just like last week. It was so funny because Chris Cheney and we had like such a fun Patreon episode. You guys, seriously, if you haven't checked it out, please. It's only $1. I don't even have to say please. I'll just say fuck you if you haven't because you're like missing out.
Yeah, it's good
We
stuff
had the
on there.
best time. We had the best fucking time. This was a little bit of a heavier episode. We're releasing this tonight on a newer thing, and then Thursday will be very light.
Yeah.
Thursday will be fun.
Yeah.
And energetic. But for right now, we're going to end before we switch to the Patreon with this beautiful puppy clip. Can you see it?
Oh well, just you send it to me. I'll just put it in.
Are you gonna actually do it?
Yeah.
Sometimes I tell Max to do something, and can you believe it? This Jew doesn't do it.
It's harder when it's from TikTok. That's a file on my phone. That's easy.
You know, did you know you can screen record anything? That's 2023. Did you
I
know
don't think
that?
it takes audio though. The screen records just the.
Of course it does.
We'll see.
Okay, we'll see about that. Okay. If not, if it does, you have to buy me weed. If it doesn't, I will buy you not cocaine because
That's not fair trade.
you're an addict. Okay. Switch to the Patreon. Love you. Bye.
Behave. Max Maxwell.